Hi guys, I hope you all are doing well and staying safe in these times. This video is going to be about why some people or most people who have been in a narcissistic situation feel extremely tired and depleted after waking up in the morning. This is another thing that kind of came to my attention, or I mean, I had been through this, but it also, because so many people mentioned it in the recent past, I thought like I need to make a video on this. Like speaking to my clients, a lot of them mention this, especially that when they wake up in the morning after like in the process of their healing, they feel a lot of heaviness after they wake up. So they might have slept for like 8 hours or 9 hours, but still after they wake up in the morning, the feeling of being fresh, or like the refreshed feeling that you want to get after you have slept for a long time, does not come. Like they don't feel that feeling. Um, so so yeah so basically, a lot of times some clients of mine have mentioned that instead of feeling fresh, they also sometimes wake up feeling depressed, or they wake up feeling like they want to cry. And this is quite common, and this happens to most people who have been in a narcissistic situation, an abusive situation, a situation where they were just not aligned. They should not have been there, and their body and their being and their spirit and intuition, instinct, everything was telling them that something is not right here. And that's what that is. That's why you might wake up feeling tired, or you might wake up and want to cry. So all emotions or any feeling that you get are communication. Something is being communicated to you via the feeling, like how you get an email right, and you read an email and you start feeling a certain way. So it's an energy transfer. So instead of we are often taught to not pay so much attention to the way we feel, but I think feelings are a great tool. Of course, they are not the only tool, but they are one of the great tools that we should use to kind of feel our way through a situation. But I don't suggest only using feelings. You should use your feeling, you should use your common sense, you should use your logic, you should use your experience. You should also look at the social situation you are in. You should look at practicality, and there's a lot of other factors that you should look at. But also, feelings are because they are something that we do not give enough importance to. They do tend to get pressured up inside our body, so they kind of get bottled up, and then when they come out, they might come out in an extreme form. So that's just something to be aware of. So why does this happen? So a lot of times when a person has been in a narcissistic situation, you might have observed certain red flags or certain behaviors that you did not like, certain patterns that you saw repeated, and you might have your instinct, your intuition, your body, a lot of things might have communicated that to you. But because of whatever reason, different people have different reasons, you might have stayed in that situation. A lot of times it's because like you're related to that person, or another time could be that you are in an office where you need the job or something like that, or you, whatever the situation is, I think you get my point. So you have to stay in that situation at least till you transition out of it. So in that time period, all these things that you have felt, or you have the intuition has got to you, or your instinct has told you, and everything that you don't validate or you don't pay attention to consciously gets repressed. And when it gets repressed, it gets put in the subconscious part of your brain, because maybe you felt something but then the logical part took over, and then you were like, no, forget this feeling, I still have to do this. The have to comes into play, and which is fine, because we have to do a lot of things because we live in this physical body in this world. But so the repression actually happens because we do not validate whatever else we felt or we noticed. So that's the key. So when you were in that situation and you did not know about all of these terms, narcissistic person, etc., etc., you might have repressed them unknowingly. So what happens is these repressed emotions, intuitional hits, everything, all this data, it goes into the subconscious part of your brain. And this subconscious part of your brain becomes active when you are in the dream state, because that's the state where all this unprocessed data has to get processed. It's like a background process that is running, and it runs when the main process is shut down or main process is sleeping. That is like the main process is basically your conscious mind, your logical mind, your uh, the part of you that is aware of who you are in this egoic state, what the surrounding is, what the social norm is, what the relationships are, etc. So all of that is in your conscious part of your brain that also identifies with your ego, with who you are, your concept of yourself. um, so yeah, so that is your conscious mind, and when you sleep the conscious mind kind of goes down and the subconscious takes over. So when the subconscious takes over, a lot of this ego goes away, and that's why when you see your dreams, you actually are not you in your dreams. You might see a lot of different things in your dreams. You might see even unrealistic things in your dreams. So it's a state that is not very in tune with your reality always. It can have some different parts to it. And a lot of times, like, you might not see things um, in your dream the way you felt it when it first happened, but what happens is it invokes the same feeling. So if you felt a lot of fear in a narcissistic situation, the dream might be about snakes. It might be about like you feeling fear with a big snake in front of you, but what it symbolizes is you feeling trapped in a situation where there was extreme danger in front of you. And it might not have been a snake in front of you, but it will invoke those feelings which you repressed during the time that the incident happened. So yeah, so this is the reason why when you sleep after going through a phase of narcissistic abuse, a lot of things are being processed. So my tips on that is that it's just a phase, it will pass. It might last some time. I do remember in my own experience, there were times when I would like wake up at 3 in the morning and I would be like just crying over some random reason, you know. So it does happen. So when it happens, you let it happen. If you feel like crying, you cry. If you feel like extreme anger, you can, like, write an angry letter, burn it, or you can scream in a pillow, or you can scream in a room, or you can, like, channelize your anger however you want to. I have some videos on that as well. So yeah, basically whatever emotion is trying to come up, you let it come up. You don't block it. You accept it, you validate it. If you are feeling paranoid, you say, I am feeling paranoid today. If you are feeling angry, you say, I am feeling angry today. So and you can also thank that emotion, because that emotion is trying to tell you something, it's trying to save you from something. So you can also actually wake up and first feel what you are feeling, and then you can thank that emotion. So you can say, thanks to my anger, because you are telling me where my boundaries are. and I know you're trying to protect me, I know you're trying to save me, but in this moment I am safe. And once you say that, it actually will calm you down. And even after that, don't say it with the intention of calming you down, say it with the intention of just telling your anger that I know you, I validate you, I see you, and I feel you. And once the feeling of anger that is coming in you actually feels that and hears that from you, it will itself go away. You don't have to do anything. You just have to accept it. Once you accept it, that's all the work that needs to be done. Then after that, you're good. Um, yeah, and other practical things are like if you can actually take a day off, if it's like overwhelmingly difficult for you to operate with that feeling on that particular day, take the day off. If you can't do that, then maybe write down what you're feeling, or you can also kind of like um, maybe go out in nature, ground yourself, or you can play some music, you can dance, whatever is your way of releasing the emotion, you can actually do that. um, so yeah, so actually this is a phase and it lasts for some time, and it you just have to kind of wait for it to pass away naturally. You cannot expedite it, you can't like speed it up. And the magical thing about all of this is that the subconscious is so intelligent that it will bring up a thing when it's the right time for it to be healed. So you can't really force the subconscious and bring out things from it to heal quickly. Will not work. So what you have to do is you just have to kind of trust your subconscious, trust your intuition, trust your being to kind of guide you through it. And when the time is right, the emotion will come up and it will have to be released by you. If you resist releasing it, it will still stay in you, and then the subconscious will again try. Maybe it will try after 2 months for you to release it. So don't take it as a race. Whenever things come up, feel free to release them. And yeah, so for a person who's fully conscious, so you might also reach this stage after you have done a lot of releasing of your past traumas, your narcissistic experience. And as I said, that life goes on. It's not like you will not meet other narcissistic people after your experience is done. So what happens is later on, when you have actually integrated a lot of these learnings in your being, say an incident happens again where you are maybe in contact with another narcissistic person, this time not from your original situation. So what happens is the next time something happens that shows you a red flag about that person, you are actually aware of everything. You are aware of your intuition, you're aware of your instinct, you're aware of your energy, you're aware of your emotions. And when you become aware of all this, so all these are parts of what we don't consider that important in usual society terms. You use all of this along with your logic, along with your common sense, along with your intelligence, all the things that society deems as important. So you actually use all of this together to get a very integrated result about this situation. So so that's how all of this will help you later on. So when you actually go into a situation again which is kind of dicey, now you don't just use your logic and your reasoning, etc. You also use all these other intelligences that you have, like your intuition, your instinct, um, your your ability to recognize a pattern, etc. So So yeah, what this does is, now in this case you will not put so many things in your subconscious. Your subconscious is now at the same state that it was before this situation. So basically what I'm trying to say is that once you heal from a narcissistic situation and you learn and you grow, you might not have such intense phases of subconscious clearing that you might need after the first big experience that you have with a narcissistic person, or after an abusive situation, or in a situation where you kind of were repressing a lot of things. So yeah, so later on your subconscious and your conscious will kind of remain integrated, and you will make holistic decisions with both of them, with your conscious as well as your with your conscious skills and subconscious skills. So it's actually a very good place to be when you are using all the tools and all the devices that have been given to you as a human being to make the most optimal decisions for your life. So yeah, so that was this video and I hope this helps you in some way. A lot of you have spoken to me about this, so that's why I thought it might be helpful to put it out there in a video. And as always, my services are available for everyone, whoever wants to reach out to me. I will put the link down below of my services. And I want to thank you all for the likes, the comments, the support, the sharing that you do of this channel. And I hope you guys are staying safe, taking whatever precautions you need to take to keep yourself and your loved ones healthy and happy. And I hope this phase ends soon, and we take just the best of everything out of this phase. So yeah, as always, I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.